So we have Trump's name magically disappearing from the Epstein files. Ghislaine's chilling at Club Fed prison in Texas. Then we got Joey Swoll. He just got suplexed by the woke mob. And then also Amazon Ring is now giving cops front row seats to your front door with no warrant. Welcome to the new America, where truth gets redacted, weakness is praised, and Big Brother doesn't even knock anymore. They don't need a warrant. They just hack into your devices now and look at whatever they want. Anyway, yo guys, this is Black Scout. Midday intel dump, and tonight we're dropping a heavy fire across 5 stories that tie together in one massive red pill. This ain't just news, it's the system revealing its hand. So let's get tactical, guys. Thanks for tuning in and joining me. First off, the nuclear bluff, or is this the world ender? Trump just authorized repositioning 2 of his nuclear submarines after threats from Russia's Dmitry Medvedev. Let's be clear. These aren't symbolic moves, okay? We're talking Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines carrying Trident II D5 SLBMs, each capable of leveling a continent. Each sub holds 24 with up to 12 warheads each. That's up to 200 nuclear warheads per sub, and 2 are now on the move, okay? This is not a drill. Medvedev warned and said Trump's playing, let me put the up here. Trump's playing the ultimatum game. Russia ain't Israel or even Iran. I like how he goes and says, don't go down to Sleepy Joe Road. He calls it out what it is, this guy. Not having it. They realized that Donald Trump 2016 is not Donald Trump 2025. It's not the same guy. That wasn't posturing. That was a shot across the bow. If one Trident launches, billions will die. Let me say that again, billions, okay? You know, what happened if it goes hot? We're talking immediate nuclear exchanges. 500 to 600 million dead in hours. Fallout blankets the atmosphere. Nuclear winter begins. After that, you're going to have crop failure globally. Temperatures drop and no sunlight. Within 3 to 6 weeks, up to 5 billion people will die from starvation, radiation, or disease. Right? Weeks. And that's the best case scenario. So why are we doing this? But before I talk about that, let's play a clip discussing this.
Says we are learning right now that President Trump has ordered 2 nuclear submarines he positioned in regions near Russia in response to threats from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. And this is that post there from President Trump from Truth Social on your screen. He says, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. This was just posted moments ago from the president. He said he ordered the submarines moved, quote, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. Trump and Medvedev, who is the deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, have traded taunts in recent days. We're pulling that up on your screen there right now. That's one of those posts there from Medvedev. I believe on Monday he posted this. All of this coming after President Trump on Tuesday said Russia had, quote, 10 days from today to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine or be hit along with its oil buyers and tariffs. Moscow, which has set out its own terms for peace in Ukraine, has shown no sign that it will comply with President Trump's deadline. Medvedev on Monday accused Trump of engaging in a game of ultimatums and reminded him that Russia possessed Soviet-era nuclear strike capabilities of last resort after Trump told Medvedev to watch his words. Medvedev has emerged as one of the Kremlin's most outspoken officials since Russia sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine back in 2022. Kremlin critics deride him as an irresponsible loose cannon, though some Western diplomats say his statements illustrate the thinking in senior Kremlin policymaking.
Well, I think, like I said, they realized the Trump 2025 is not the Trump 2016. 2016, it was a lot different world, but I think we realize that the administration is owned now. You know, Trump's pushing for a Ukraine ceasefire, and Russia's not budging. It's brinkmanship, old school power games, and it's also a distraction. A distraction, because while the nukes move, the files are forgotten, right? There's been a big stir in the Trump campaign or administration. The files. Now we're finding out, are you ready for this? The FBI redacted Donald Trump's name multiple times from the latest Epstein files. Redacted. They admitted it. They said it would be inappropriate to release it. Why? Let me break that down. Trump's name appears multiple times in the documents. A final FBI review team redacted those mentions. The DOJ later confirmed they will not release any more documents at all. And it's also, you know, you got to think, a lot of pictures for a long period of time. And just like that, poof, accountability gone. Now, remember, Trump famously said he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, but he was on the flight logs. He was photographed with Epstein a ton of times. And now they're making his name vanish like smoke. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Why? But here's where it gets dirtier. Ghislaine Maxwell, trafficking handler of the elite, we'll call her, was just transferred to a lower security club fed prison in Texas. Why? Sources say that she's been in contact with federal officials and possibly cutting a deal. Tell us who's involved. Trump's name's clean. Keep him out of it. And maybe you'll see the sunlight again. Because if you recall the other day when Trump was asked about pardoning Ghislaine, he said, well, I have the power to do it. I hadn't thought about it that much. That was a wink, wink, nod, nod. Don't mention me. You'll get a pardon. Like, I'm sorry. I know that's speculation, but we ain't dumb. And you can sit here and keep saying, trust the plan, 4D chess. Man, they closed the investigation. I'm not hearing it anymore. And if you're backing anybody who backs the Chesters, you're part of the problem. This is a deep state protecting itself, left, right, it doesn't matter. And when it comes to the Epstein list, the only names that drop are the ones they're done with. The rest buried, redacted, or protected. Ask yourself, where's the full client list? Where's the Wall Street execs, royals, foreign diplomats? Why is the DOJ protecting every single one of them? Because the island wasn't just a trafficking operation. It was a blackmail machine. And the gears are still turning. I still hear people saying, oh, but maybe he's using the blackmail as leverage. So essentially doing the same thing as Epstein. What about the victims? So screw them. We'll use them as leverage. It's the same thing. It doesn't make it any better. I don't want to hear any of that. So the other thing is that it came out, Chuck Schumer, who is pushing to get the names released, he is on resurfaced reports saying that he received thousands of dollars in donations from Epstein. Make it make sense. He is pushing for release, but he has a connection to him too. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. Anyway, let's talk about Joey Swoll. Lying to lapdog. Okay, this man preaches, don't care what people think, and then gets flamed for posting about Hulk Hogan, and instantly he folds. Joey Swoll has been the gym culture warrior, the TikTok fitness preacher, and the second the woke mob went after him, he deleted, apologized, and posted this right here. All good, man. I'm done. All for nothing. I'm done with social media. Bro, what? What? Then listen to this video here.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term. A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human, I am still growing, I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear any more of that, man. Dude, offensive speech is free speech. Bro, you bowed out like a teenage girl who didn't get prom queen. This is a man who built a brand on strength and resilience. And the moment they questioned his tribute to Hulk Hogan, he curled up and tapped out. Now, look, nobody's saying Hulk Hogan was a saint by far. We're saying he's an icon. You're allowed to respect the art without worshiping the man. Joey could have stood firm and said he quit like a quitter. Chael Sonnen, the American gangster, I love Chael Sonnen, he said it best. For a dude that preaches don't care what others think, you bitched out in record time. And that's the post that he posted. Anyway, dude, Joey, maybe I want to call you Joy. You might want to check your blood work, dude. Estrogen may be too high. Maybe your TRT's underdosed, or maybe you let social media inject you with wokesterone. I don't know. You either lead like a lion or get canceled like a coward. Right? Pick one. Are you a lion or a coward, Joey? Weakness, guys. And then from that stemmed this. The whole reason I'm going into that is this. The victimhood culture is slavery 2.0. Now, this is really where I go off. There's this video going around of a young black woman yelling 400 years of oppression like she's standing on a plantation while she's holding an iPhone and sipping on Starbucks. Let me play the video.
And my question for y'all is, why aren't we blowing shit up how they used to blow our shit up, blow up our communities? Why aren't we flooding shit how they used to flood?
And just so the record, if you got kids around, she's using lots of foul language.
Our fucking community, huh? Why aren't we out here making their life harder, just like they trying to be out here making our lives harder? And I don't want to hear none of that, oh, we're not built like that, we just don't have it in our hearts. Fuck that. They don't care about us, and they never cared about us. And y'all trying to sit over here on some peace and love shit. Fuck that. Peace and love, peace and love. Where the fuck has that gotten us, bro? 400 plus years and y'all niggas ain't tired yet? Y'all niggas ain't angry yet? I'm pissed. I'm mad. These niggas been had it out for us for decades. Ages, bro. 400 plus years. And ain't shit changed. I don't give a fuck if they let us fucking slap on a fucking badge and work for these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. The shit is still the same. And this whole Joey Swoll situation should really open y'all motherfucking eyes. And it really shouldn't have, because y'all eyes should have been open. But a lot of y'all still sleep. I am so tired. I'm just tired and I'm angry. They've been destroyed. We've been building ourselves up. Building ourselves up. And they just been tearing us down. Tearing us down. This shit is so frustrating. And it's so frustrating because I'm around a group of motherfuckers, and I'm around a fucking generation who don't take shit seriously and who just don't fucking give a fuck no more, bro. Niggas don't give a fuck, and they fuck.
So bottom line is what she's preaching or advocating for is not having a standard of life, but for revenge for something that did not happen to her. Let me be blunt here. You're not a slave. You're not oppressed. You're living in a country that's giving you more opportunity than 99% of the world will ever have. If you claim to be in the same situation as slaves who were whipped, chained, and sold like cattle, that's not honoring them. That's disrespecting them. And you're weaponizing their trauma for likes and dopamine hits. Meanwhile, the U.S. has alternative action programs, DEI hiring quotas, black college grants, welfare benefits, subsidized housing, and a media empire that puts you on a pedestal for playing victim. So I don't want to hear that life is bad, because it ain't. It ain't. What happened to self-respect? What happened to earning your legacy? You want justice, be excellent, be dangerous, be undeniable, not some clout-chasing TikTok Marxist spewing CRT garbage. Bottom line. Now, the other thing that's very alarming, because first off, Project Mockingbird still going on. Tulsi Gabbard just said that the other day. So the CIA still has been doing propaganda psyops on the American people. They've infiltrated every organization in our modern day. But let's land this beast like something dark and close it home. Amazon Ring, you probably got one on your front door, has officially partnered with the Axon to allow law enforcement to access your home footage without a warrant. What? Oh, for safety and security. Screw your rights. No judge, no probable calls, just a request for assistance routed through Axon's back end. Yeah, Axon, if you don't know, makes tasers and cops' body cams. They now run a pipeline where your home surveillance becomes theirs. They sold this as neighborhood safety. It's always safety and security. You know, it's also sold as safety, Patriot Act, NSA spying, COVID lockdowns, digital IDs. Now, Ring has already been accused to track innocent people under suspicion. Police can now bypass your rights with a few keystrokes, your voice, face, habits, and schedule sent to a database, no oversight. This is surveillance capitalism mixed with police state creep. And if you got an Alexa in your house too, congratulations. Your living room is now a government asset, because this is all under Amazon. Now, here's what this tells me. We're one false move away from nuclear annihilation. The elite protect their own with redactions and sweetheart deals. Modern men fold the second Twitter forms a frown emoji, and it doesn't matter how much muscle you have, they'll still fold. Weak men will still fold. Muscles don't make you strong. Victim culture is the new religion, and your smart devices are snitches in disguise. This isn't a bunch of random stories. It's a blueprint for control, for decay, and for spiritual rot. We're not bending, we're building. Men like you, women like you are the firewall, the resistance, the last line of defense. So stay educated, stay strong, and stay hard to kill. Hit that like button and share this with someone stuck in the matrix. Make sure you sign up for my email list, join the tribe, and always, 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 always stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Black Scout.